Listen to this: Weezer covers Toto's Africa, how-fan-got-weezer-cover-totos-africa. Weezer have been in a Toto mood lately, following last week's cover of the Grammy-winning Rosanna, Rivers Cuomo have swung for the fences in tackling another Toto tune, Africa, not only a no.1 hit but a song science has deemed the best song ever. So, what gives? It turns out the group's take on blessing the rains down in Africa comes with a unique social twist. The rendition has materialized after a Cleveland-based teenage fan named Mary lobbied for months via Twitter to get the group to cover the popular 1982 hit. Starting back in December 2017, Mary tweeted Rivers Cuomo that, "It's about time you blessed the rains down in Africa." Last week, it seemed Weezer may have been listening when they released their cover of Rosanna. However, Mary confirmed via Twitter today, from her aptly titled handle @WeezerAfrica, that the band released their version of Africa. "Looks like Weezer finally blessed the rains. It was just a goofy joke," she said. It was from Weezer talking about how they were inspired for their new album Daydream. What inspired them? I jokingly said, "Oh, I bet they were inspired by Africa by Toto for their new album." As for their version, Weezer stayed true to form on the classic rock gem, save for more modern-sounding takes on David Paic's swirly keyboard solo and Steve Lukather's patented power chord riffing. Rosanna and Africa were a pair of hits on 1982's mammoth Toto IV album. At the 25th Grammy Awards, Rosanna captured Record of the Year honors and Toto IV earned Album of the Year. Weezer were recently featured on the Grammy Museum's Required Listening podcast, during which the group detailed their 2016 self-titled album, aka The White Album. Will the group go for a third Toto cover? Catching up on music news powered by the Recording Academy just got easier. Have a Google Home device? Talk to Grammys. Press play. Ruth Ann shares Celtic roots. Ruth Ann pays homage her Celtic roots. Press play. Irish singer, songwriter Ruth Ann has been penning hits for pop stars for over a decade. She moved to Los Angeles from Dublin when she was just 17 and hit the road running as a co-writer on JoJo's Too Little Too Late in 2006. It wasn't until recently that she decided it was time to take center stage herself. In March 2018, she released The Vow, her debut single as a solo artist. The song's folksy melody and heartfelt lyrics are a nod to her roots, traditional Celtic music and her parents' 43-year marriage. Here, Ruth Ann offers a passionate and soulful performance of the song on the 5th episode of the Recording Academy's latest video series, Press Play, which will let you discover, get to know and love artists you may not have heard yet through original performances. Play. In this episode of Press Play, Ruth Ann puts the passion behind her personal debut single on display. The Vow is the lead single to her upcoming debut album, which will include songs she wrote from her personal experiences growing into adulthood while navigating the music industry in LA. "I was thinking about my parents, who have been married for 43 years. I was thinking about my best friend. I called it The Vow because it's what you'd hear at a wedding, or like best friends on this journey, or a mother to a daughter, someone just saying, no matter what happens, I'm gonna love you," Ruth Ann told Billboard. Rewind. Singer, songwriter Ruth Ann was born Ruth Ann Cunningham in Downmead, Ireland. She started singing and songwriting at just 8 years old, showing off a natural affinity towards, and passion for, music in musical theater productions and karaoke contests. In 2007, she was acknowledged for her songwriting talents by ASCAP with her Best Pop Song award for JoJo's Too Little Too Late. She also earned 2 BMI Pop Awards in 2018 for co-writing Slow Hands by fellow Ireland native and former One Direction star, Niall Horan, and In the Name of Love by Martin Garrix and Grammy nominee V. Rexa. Ruth Ann's list of songwriting credits is impressive. She also co-wrote Grammy winner Britney Spears' work The **********, as well as One Direction's Where Do Broken Hearts Go? And No Control record. While flexing her hit writing skills, she also revealed her vocal prowess on a handful of features over the years, including Grammy winner said Rick Gervais' Missing You in 2014 and Lindsey Sterling's Love's Just a Feeling in 2016, both under the name Rudy. Following the release of The Vow, Ruth Ann continued to launch her career as a solo recording artist with 3 more singles. The most recent one, It Is What Is, was released in November. Ruth Ann was featured in the latest season of the Recording Academy's Reimagine series, offering her take on Grammy winners TLC's classic 1994 hit Waterfalls. Fast forward, Ruth Ann's debut album is in the works, with its title and release date yet to be announced. She has previously mentioned that she is planning a U.S. and European tour in support of the new album, yet only a handful of European performances have been announced so far. Sean James shares his folksy Southern blues. The video has taken the place of BTS' DNA, which now sits at second place. Today Billboard reported the news after they spoke with a YouTube representative on Jan. 22, who confirmed that Blackpink's DDU held the top spot with 620.9 million views, followed by BTS' DNA at 618.9 million. At the time of this writing, Blackpink continues to lead the charge, as their video, which was released on June 15, 2018, has jumped to over 622.7 million views, while BTS's video, released almost a year earlier on Sept. 2017, now has over 620.2 million. The increase of almost 2 million views in a day, while impressive, is nothing new for the all-female K-pop group taking the world by storm. As highlighted by Billboard, since its release on June 15, the music video for DDU has averaged 2.5 million views per day, while January's daily views have averaged 1.95 million, according to YouTube. When the catchy song dropped in June, infused with both bubblegum pop sounds and trap beats, it debuted on Billboard's biggest all-genre chart, the Hot 100, at No. 55. This made it the first song from an all-female K-pop group to land on the chart in 10 years, since Wonder Girls in 2008. The quartet returned to the Hot 100 in November, when Kiss and Makeup, their collab with Grammy nominee Dua Lipa, also charted. The song is featured on the UK pop star's extended re-release of her debut album, Dua Lipa, Complete Edition, and is sung in English and Korean. If you're itching to catch Blackpink live in the US, you're in luck. They will be performing at Coachella 2019, the first all-female K-pop group to ever do so, and have announced a 2019 world tour with soon-to-be-announced dates in North America. Meet Blackpink, the latest greatest K-pop phenomenon. Maggie Rogers on reclaiming her narrative. How hurt it past life. Helping viral star Maggie Rogers reclaim her narrative on Jan. 24-year-old singer-songwriter Maggie Rogers released her debut studio album, Heard It in a Past Life, almost 2.5 years since she went viral. By no control of her own, a clip of her blowing Grammy winner Pharrell Williams' mind during a music class at NYU forever changed her life in 2016. Now, in a recent interview, she's sharing how the instant fame shook her and pushed her to take her artistry and story back into her own hands. I'm weepy, overwhelmed, processing, celebrating, don't totally have all the words yet to express the sheer amount of pure joy I feel running through my body and out into the world today. I am beaming and exploding with so much light and love. This record belongs to you now. blueheartpic.twitter.com/bmhgx69f3t. Maggie Rogers, at MaggieRogers, January 18, 2019. In a conversation with the New York Times, Rogers explained how she wasn't ready for the public attention she suddenly received after the video with Pharrell's praise, and priceless expressions of awe on his face over her Alaska demo, went viral. As a producer, as a songwriter, I've spent a lot of time either in my bedroom or in studios, alone. Suddenly I was in the public eye in this way that I had absolutely no control over. It was really scary, she said. Getting such genuine praise, he compared her originality and storytelling to that of Wu-Tang Clan and Stevie Wonder. From an industry veteran and icon like Pharrell is something most aspiring musicians can only dream of. Yet the reality of an almost instant thrust into the spotlight is something few can plan for or even comprehend. Rogers explains how the pressure she felt from music labels knocking at her door and fighting over representing her was incredibly stressful, but doing her research and taking her time ultimately helped her reclaim her identity. But after recording and releasing her debut EP on Capitol Music in February 2017, she began to feel drained again during the promotion cycle. "I became pleasant. The only thing I wanted to do in my music is be human, and communicate all the aspects of that, which often means being vulnerable. Those are the kinds of artists I've looked up to, and the kinds of artists I've worked really hard to be like. Being pleasant is great, but it's not the whole picture," Rogers explained. As a result, she took even more time, almost a year, on her debut LP. As she explained to NYT, she used the process of working on the music and the autobiographical nature of the songs to both heal and retell her story from her point of view. Happily, her label saw this and allowed her the time she needed to flourish. It became very clear early on that there was a lot more to her than a viral moment, that she was an artist with a real soul, and something to say, and a modern pop star with a strong female point of view, said Michelle Jubilier, the chief operating officer of Capitol. Heard It in a Past Life is now available via Capitol Records. Meet the first-time Grammy nominee, Toki Monsta on Authenticity.